So amazing. You've done very well. Now we've really tried to deal with our everyday income and our everyday expenses. Right. So now we need to talk about things that are not our everyday income. It's not everyday stuff. Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm planning to buy a car, or maybe I'm saving, I want to plan and go on holiday. Yeah, or maybe I'm hoping to put some money on the side in the future. So those ones are not part of your everyday expenditure. So it's things that we talk about, savings and investments. Yeah, or maybe future expenditure. So if you talk about savings, there are various kinds of savings that we have. Yeah, you could have a savings account with your bank. And I have to stress on this. I really have to stress on this. I should have done in the beginning. This course is not meant to be a financial advice. Everyone has their own independent financial situation. So it's meant to be just a basic information that would give parents and carers a bit of idea. Yeah. So if you need a proper advice for your personal situation, it's good to see your personal banker or an independent financial advisor to really see your personalized situation and give you the right advice for that. So I hope that is clear. Yeah. So there are different kinds of savings that we can do depending on the bank that you are with. You speak to your banker, they could tell you various savings accounts that are there, the interest that you earn, and as much as all of this, it's good to put a paper and pen down, list down all the benefits that you get. Some of the savings and investment are good for children, like open ISAs, children ISAs, you have individual ISAs, various form of a cash ISAs. So all of that could be also done. And then you see the benefit that you would get. At what age does it mature? How or when can you be withdrawing from it? When are you not allowed to touch it? You see, so all those are the extra monies that you have every month. That's where you put some away all the time. And you choosing whether you open an ISA or a savings account, or maybe open any kind of investment. Some people can go investment in shares or investments in other companies. So it's different ways that you can do it. And some people decide to have, those who have a little bit of money, to invest in properties. So they could buy a house and be renting it out, or maybe just buy a house, and if they bought it for now, maybe in the next 10, 15 years, the house would increase in value, and when they sell it, they are able to get the profit on the equity of the house. See, and I mentioned before that you can also invest in companies, in shares. And then if you invest in companies and you're a shareholder, you will be getting something that we call dividend. So dividend is the profit from the company that they could share for you, the shareholders who invested in that company. And that can also be an investment. You've put your money in the company. So once they are getting profit every year, you also get something. Yeah. And most companies it could be different companies, either their shares or their investment funds and pensions. So it's good to know how much you're getting from all of that. So it's good to check with your independent financial advisor to see how best you can invest in your little money that you've put aside or in your savings. Okay, so we've talked about investment and savings. This is basic information, like I'm saying all the time. It's good to really look at how you could invest your money in different ways. People have so many ways that they do. Be very careful that you get more information, you seek advice, you get things in writing, and make sure that you have documents to prove where you put in your money. Yeah? Fantastic. So now, we've talked about investment. Another thing, the next point that we're going to talk about, for you to understand the whole financial system, As we've talked about everyday income and expenditure, that's for every day. We've talked about savings and investments. I also want to explain to you terms that we use in financial reports. We call it assets and liabilities. Yeah. So we have assets and liabilities. It's not everyday things. Yeah. So your asset is something that you have put money in to buy and it's there. You can have like your car. You can have a house. You can have a TV. You can have a computer. Yeah. It can even be a gold ring that is of value also. So those things, we own certain things like that, which is not part of the income that comes in every day that we use to buy food and pay bills. So these are your assets. They are stuff that in your house that assets have value. Yeah, so somebody could say, okay, I'm now in trouble, I don't have money, so I'm having this vintage bag or I'm having this thing there. I want to go and sell it and release the cash. Then I can use the cash to do something. So assets are things that are equipment or tangible. It can be tangible, something that we can see, which is a car, a TV, a chair, a whatever equipment is tangible. Or maybe it can also be intangible, like the value of something that is not, if we give example of intangible things, it could be anything ranging from having a name, yeah, having a brand. Just the brand or the name of something makes the value a bit higher. So it's something that you can touch, but then it's also got a value. So these are things that we call assets. You own them, yeah? It's something that's of value that you own. So it can also be converted into cash or other things. So in the same way that we have income coming in, we have assets that we own. We also have things that are costs. We call them liabilities. So liabilities are something that is not every day. So it can be a loan. It could be a higher purchase from your car. Yeah. So it's something that is not everyday payment, but it's there. It's looking for you to pay off bit by bit. So it has to sit somewhere in your financial planning as a liability. Yeah, so liability could be a mortgage debt. The house that you live in is a huge debt and it comes off every month. But it's a huge debt that is there, maybe 200,000, 300,000. It's a huge debt that is still there that is needs to be paid. It can also be a bank loan, like I said, or maybe something you've borrowed from a friend, or it could be you bought your car and it's on a car high finance. So those are liabilities, which is something that we need to also be aware of it. So it shows your value at any point in time. You do have your assets, but at the same time, you also have liabilities that are there, which are obviously hanging on your neck, or it is something that the family would have to look at. Okay, so I hope you have a good idea, a good picture of what our whole finance system is like. If I would do a very good summary, we have talked about our everyday income coming in and our everyday expenditure that goes out. So you need to look at your everyday income and expenditure. We've talked that. It's very important for your everyday living. And then we have also talked about trying to put some money on the side in terms of savings and investments. You see various investments that can be done. Then we've also talked about another part of value of something that we have, which is an asset, which is not everyday spending, but it's something that we have as an asset we own, like a car, a house. And we also talked about liabilities. That could be a long-term loan that is there. You are not paying all of it in a month, but you're going to pay it off bit by bit over some years. So this is in general how we have our finances designed every day, every month, across the years. So what can help us really? We have so much paperwork in our house, bills, everything coming in and all that. See, how can we really get all of this done properly? It's very important to get organized. having a folder to organize and sort your things, a folder to have an asset to keep your documents in, which is very important, because if it's your asset, you should have proof that you own this one. Yeah, you own maybe your car or your mortgage documents, so you keep all of them filed nicely. And then what really happens on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, like our income and expenditure we talked about, it's very good to keep documents of your pay slips, of how your income comes in, and also keep documents of your various expenditures that you have, your bills and other things. So getting organized is very, very important, because without organization, you wouldn't even be able to do the income and expenditure. Papers are everywhere. So it's good having a divided filing system, and that would really make your life a bit easier instead of papers everywhere. Because I know how difficult it is looking after special needs kids, and if you don't have your things organized, it makes it really difficult for us. So try very much to keep things quite organized. You could keep it in the cloud as well, save it anywhere that will help you. Put it in mouse, yeah, or in periods. It's better to have them all sorted out, which will help you. The moment you start it, it makes life a bit easier instead of having everything everywhere. Okay, so thank you very much. I think we have dealt with most of the income and expenditure that we'll deal with on a daily basis. And I hope you would be able to have time to sit down and put it in your own personal way with your own family's personal expenses. And this will help you in a long way to do any form of planning, as well as get control over your expenditure and see how you can plan it for the future. The whole world is money. Everything, we all need money. We all need to sort our finances, so that is really very important. The next part of our discussion is going to deal with planning for our children in the future. So it's very important, honestly, as we get old, and then as our kids also get older, yeah, we need to see how we are able to plan the monies or investments that we have made, so our kids could benefit in the future. So that would be in the form of wills or trusts or investment for our kids. And as I said in the beginning, this will be dealt with by my colleague, Kelly. So I hope you would enjoy that. But keep on every day, keep on planning your income and expenditure. See how you can put some money aside and save it. And then for our next session, we'll be able to discuss with you how you could plan for the future with those savings that you have made for yourself in the future and for the children, for our special needs children. So thanks so much, everyone, and I hope you get on doing your list and doing your income and expenditures and planning and having control over your finances. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best.